JK Games, a game podcast where we bring you the gaming news and reviews we care about.
And this season, we're playing through one game at a time with our official video game book club.
And whether you're the type to 100% every single side quest,
or you're just here for the vibes in the story.
Easy mode or expert, you belong here in our conversation.
So grab your water.
Yes.
And snacks and coffee and energy drinks.
Except if Jennifer Hill's here, then don't drink coffee.
And let's break it down one level at a time. Yeah, let's go. We're all ready.
One day I will share my story. It's probably in an episode from long, long ago. Could have been Glitch Girls gaming days where I talked about when I took a little voiceover workshop with Jennifer Hill. And when it was my turn, and then another person was also there that might have passed out. You just have to listen to the story. I'm going to pick a moment where I can share the story. It's not tonight, but I will share my experience with almost shitting my pants getting coached by Jennifer Hill on how to read lines from Mass Effect. Like we actually read lines from Mass Effect. It was
dream. That's
very
super
nerve-wracking.
Cool.
It was really cool, but I'm like, oh. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that would be terrifying. And that could be a whole segment. We could talk about our favorite voice actors. That would be kind of fun. But if you weren't here, if you're listening after the fact, you definitely are missing out if you're not in our unofficial pre-show that we now did for JK.
I was drinking really loud. You missed it.
Yeah, it was a great time. And Josh has disappeared. And also check out Jerica's amazing layout that she made for Dispatch. If you're watching the video version, you should at least take a gander and take a look because we're going over Dispatch episodes 3 and 4 today. And we have not talked to each other about anything at all. And so I am fresh off. Like I literally just finished it right before we got on because I am behind in everything. And so I literally just clicked end on episode 4.
You're not behind now on this.
No.
You're caught up with everyone.
Yeah. And that's one thing I love about episodic games is that I get to be caught up. But before we dive in, I'll go ahead and give us a little housekeeping, if you will, a little loadout. We're gonna no loadouts in Dispatch, unfortunately. Well, I guess you kind of have abilities that you unlock, but no official gear. But I'm gonna put on mine and talk us through a couple things real quick.
I'm gonna put my headset on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
Got the helmet.
I got my official JK Games heroic headgear helmet. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you haven't already followed us at JK Games Podcast on all platforms. Okay, I can't do this the whole time. You should do that. Where you can see what we're going to be posting. We have different clips. We're going to have all sorts of things on our socials if you find us there. And you can also find our Discord, which if you're not there, we have individual discussions for every video game book club we do. You can go back to different ones if you've missed them or if you're playing it after the fact and you want to catch up. You can see all of that there. It's a fun time. And if you haven't also checked out our merch shop, this is some retired old Clickerbait merch that I'm wearing. Don't want to miss the exclusives. Go to jkgamespodcast.com. I think our code is still working for code Spooky. Haven't taken it down maybe quite yet. But either way, there's cool stuff on there. What were we saying, Jerica?
I was like, well, we can extend Halloween as long as we want because like I feel like Christmas decor was out a month before. So like why can't we extend our spooky code, up until
that
Thanksgiving?
Is true.
I mean,
honestly,
why not?
The world's horrifying, so everything's spooky all the time.
You're not wrong. Absolutely. It's spooky, #spooky season all the time.
Yeah, literally. But if you also don't follow us on our other various things, check out Drop In Drop Out Pod. We're everywhere all the time. We got some fun episodes coming up this week on Thursday with games that you would show a Victorian child.
Kayla. Yes. Nancy missed the screen recording of the helmet. Sorry, I interrupted you about the Victorian child.
You need to pose
that's
again.
Also really cool.
So your mom can get a picture.
I don't know why I said Haley.
Of course. I will pose in the helmet while Jerica takes it away from here.
Yes.
I'll dance around in the helmet for my mother.
Please. Thank you. And now I was going to recap like, hey, episodes 1 and 2 are dispatched, but we don't have time for that. But guess what? This whole episode, we're going to be covering first impressions, gameplay, and ending with a spoiler-filled discussion on episodes 3 and 4. We did a similar thing last week for episodes 1 and 2, and we will continue doing this until episode 8, which I think it ends on episode 8. Right, Josh?
Correct.
Yes.
So there's
Josh
two more rounds.
2 more rounds of this. It's going by so fast.
Yeah.
I feel like this was going to drag on, but no, it's not. But yes, we will continue doing this each and every week. So if you decide you want to hop on the hype train for Dispatch, you totally should. So you can join us and we can discuss, because I can only imagine how much deeper our choices might get after the last 2 episodes we had. So, but I did highlight, like, I've read a few reviews of the last couple of episodes, and it does seem that a lot of people are saying that, like, these chapters that we're going to talk about tonight specifically definitely raise the stakes and the story tightens up a little bit. So I'm curious to hear what choices y'all made and if chat agrees on a decision that we made. I think it was in episode 3. That was the first, like, ooh, I don't know what I'm going to pick. I don't know what I'm going to pick.
Yeah.
There was kind of 2 big ones, so it's kind of interesting how that's going to play out.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear what you guys picked.
But before we get into all of that, I do have some, like, hot off the press news about Dispatch.
Oh.
So I want to talk about how big this game's already become. Dispatch has officially sold over 1 million copies in just 10 days. That's pretty damn good.
Real quick, is it on? It's currently just on Steam and PlayStation. Is that correct? So it's 2 platforms.
Yes, just 2 platforms.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I would assume it will get extended to other places.
I could see this being a good Switch game.
Why not?
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't?
I'm surprised it's not on the Switch already.
Me too.
But then again, I don't know. We don't make games. I don't know.
True.
And that's only with the first 2 episodes out so far. So 1 million copies, just 10 days. I guess, well, first 4 episodes. The full season is going to be 8. We talked about that already. The strong start for a new IP is specifically for, like, a narrative choice-driven game that usually relies on slower word-of-mouth growth. And if you compare that to other games in the space, I did some research. So I wanted to, like, know if this is good or not. Is this great for a episodic narrative-driven game? It's actually even more impressive. Telltale's The Walking Dead, the gold standard for episodic storytelling, sold about 8.5 million episodes or copies by early 2013 and eventually climbed to around 28 million across all the seasons. So they have multiple seasons of the story. But still, I didn't realize this. Did you know that game actually held the Guinness World Record as the best-selling episodic game ever?
I didn't know it necessarily had that, but it does. Yeah, it makes sense to me. And it does have the Walking Dead brand attached too. So it's a big, especially when it was coming out. It's not as big anymore. It was pretty big at the time. There's, a lot of interest, and like you're saying, these kind of games get more word of mouth with the episodic stuff. It seems like, because you have a few people who really play these, and then when they're good, people are like, "Hey, you gotta check this out. You gotta check this out." So,
yeah, for sure.
I was definitely one of those that, like, at surface level, like, I just really didn't think that I was going to get too deep. And we talked about this on the first episode, just like, I don't know. It seems like a generic superhero story. I don't know if it'll really grip me, but it has. So,
yeah. And
I think the word is traveling. I also was interested in how, like, not a Telltale game, but Life is Strange, another very popular, I'm talking about the first one, popular episodic narrative-driven game, took several months to actually reach 1 million copies. And then The Wolf Among Us topped 2 million across its lifetime. So just some other games to sort of give us a understand. Is this game performing?
Yeah, and that one got really popular after the fact. But Coal Mines brought up a good point. In chat here, I do know that there's many people waiting for all episodes to drop before picking this up as well. And that is true. People do that, which not recommended. I like episodic, playing it with the gaps in between.
We're playing another game right now. You get 2 games in one.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, it's fun to play along with your friends, like, at the time.
And just for funsies and hopefully cogs here, I was going to put in one other stat from this year. A game specifically from this year. Just another way to familiarize ourselves is with is 1 million copies good. This has no correlation, but another indie game that came out this year, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, actually hit 1 million in just a few days. But that's a totally different game. I just want to add that in there. Just some range to see. I try to keep it to like episodic comparisons, but I would just want to throw that. I was like, what other indie game did really well this year besides Silk Song? And it was Claire Obscure, which was like another new story, like new IP, which is exciting.
Yeah, I think 1.5 million for an episodic new IP that kind of just comes out of nowhere. That's really good, crazy. Actually.
Yeah. I did want to say hello, Poncharello in chat.
Poncharello?
Clementine love. We love to see it. And then we got Ryan Selvey in the chat that said, "Hey cuties, the cutie is Jake." Spotted. Also got his shirt as well. Yes, we love to see it. Also shout out to Rabbit for the sub. Thank you, Rabbit, for being here. All right, that's my intermission.
Backlog of doom.
So and we sort of touched on a few points already, but I wanted to ask y'all, like, do you think because I wouldn't say like the episodes are ending on huge cliffhangers, because that's usually what gets me most excited about. And I'm not against. I don't like cliffhangers where I'm just not going to get more story. I hate at the end of the season cliffhangers. I hate that. But I like when a good like episodically there's a good little thing or a narrative beat that just hooks me in and just like, oh, why isn't this out right now? I don't really have that with this so far, but I am looking forward to seeing what happens every new episode, because I think it expands just enough so far. But for y'all, like, why do you think this game's taken off as fast as it has?
I think it has a lot of like intrigue from people who enjoy this style of like animation and are generally just like a fan of like anime in a way. I think it probably has that kind of like buy-in. Also, like, I know Critical Role is very popular, and that could be some of the intrigue just from there, and some very popular voice actors that people know very well. But also I think like, I don't know, it seems like the media has kind of really just like gotten a hold of this, but from some of the people I've seen like comment on, like, for example, like a clip we posted on our drop in drop out, as Patrick and Cayman were also reviewing this early. There was a lot of criticism as well regarding like its like acclaim as like a top contender for like game of the year potentially, which I think, I mean, you get that with anything. I feel like any strong opinion that you have or say online, but it is interesting to hear like people say that it's not something that would qualify to them for the game of the year because it is like primarily a narrative like clicking game. But it is interesting. I think like those are some of the things I think of that probably like have the people interested as a whole. As far as for me, I think like the episodic nature of it all, I don't really get to play like popular episodic games like this as they've come out. Like, this is one of the first times I've done that, so that's intrigued me, and all my friends are playing it, so of course I want to play it.
And there's really not a lot of games that come out that are like this as often. I feel like, probably about 8-10 years ago, we did have a lot of those types of stories. Telltale, I mean, was like putting out all kinds of stuff. Walking Dead, new seasons, probably like every couple of years or every year.
Yeah.
Life is Strange. There's been a few of those games, and I don't know. Like, there's not a lot of studios that do this type of story game. There we go. Storytelling in games. So that's probably another thing about it too. Like, I don't know if a lot of people gravitate towards this type of game, but it seems like there are, and then we're thirsty for it. Like, we don't have enough, which is when
Ryan Selvey says, I like this game because it's super cinematic. I really like the weekly episodic release. I love watching shows as they come out, so it makes me immediately feel a part of the community. I kind of agree, but kind of what you're saying too. I almost wonder if the episodic part almost hurts it in a way, which is weird. Not to me. I love, again, we've established I love episodic games, but I do think some people would rather just wait till they're all out, or because at least that's been the case with a lot of these big releases. Even Life is Strange, that happens all the time, where people are just waiting till it comes out and to play it all at once. And then sometimes the people who are waiting till it all comes out, they end up not playing it, because then by the time it all comes out, they're just like lost interest. So I hope that people make more of this style of game, but I always am like kind of concerned or wondering like, is it actually kind of hurting it total? Even though they did 1.5 million, would it be more if it was just like all released at once? But I like designing it narratively around episodes because then you have like, even if it's all at once, you're still in these 1 hour chunks where it's kind of a full story, beginning, middle, end, per chunk. So even if whether it was like an 8 hour game or an 8 hour game broken into 1 hour chunks, I like how it's designed in the little chunks.
Yeah, and it's been weekly, which I don't think I've ever played. I don't think there's been a weekly cadence for this level of game before. Because I know like Life is Strange, Walking Dead, even I feel like they were at least at a couple of months in between episodes. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think I've ever played a game like this weekly.
I'm not sure I have either. I think usually it's at least monthly or sometimes every 2 months, and Life is Strange had release schedule problems because they were making it as they were trying to release it and they had delays and all kinds of things. From what I know, like they had finished Dispatch completely. So
that's been really fun.
Is, I think, good for sure. Like, I think if we would have had, I think some of these, if you would have extended the time in between the episodes, because like Jerica said, they don't really end on a cliffhanger much. Like, I would say, if anything, the most cliffhanger you probably get is like from episode 2 when you find out about Phenomenon and Blazer. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like it hasn't really been like a very like dramatic like close, if that makes sense, which I don't think it necessarily needs to be with the way that it's kind of set up.
And the episodes are not super long. Like it's actually the most digestible. It's like watching an episode of TV. Like I can sit down, like I can commit. Like even though Kayla, you might have been, on the last day where you could play, like you knew you could get it done because we the expectation now that we played episode 1 and 2, like, okay, this is like a 45-minute experience, maybe an hour. Which lately for me has been hitting me in the right spot.
I think for sure.
Like, this is great. I don't have a lot of time, and I knew we were going to dedicate a lot of our brain power to talking about this weekly, and I was a little hesitant. I was like, that's just a big commitment. This is every week. But now knowing like, oh, the episodes are sort of short and sweet and the experience isn't too like, so far I don't want a lot of variation between like the gameplay, but they're adding like little things each week, which have been just fine. So there's not a huge learning curve every week either. So super digestible. And I think that's been a big win for this series so far.
Definitely, because like you said, we had done Silent Hill F right before this, which I love the game, but it was sometimes hard to like find the time to like get through it all with everything else going on. So it has been nice. Like you said, you can count on this one. It's about an hour and that's it. And then you're done.
Brian Selvey was like, hacking was a lot harder this week.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It was for me. It was for me.
I didn't, but I almost failed.
No, I failed. I didn't do it.
So on the topic of, did hacking get harder this week? We can, if it's cool with y'all, like I'm going to save like a couple of these questions that I had in here for like when we get into spoilers. I think we're going to be able to answer them all then, and it'll be a little bit more fun. But I want to talk about gameplay and how that has evolved in episode 3 and 4. And Brian Selvey, hacking much harder this week. They added a virus into the equation. And I was like, I don't understand what this thing's doing. Oh shit, I unlocked it and now it's eating me. It's like Pac-Man. I don't know. Did y'all have I had a tough time with that.
I thought exactly like Pac-Man.
I was, you start hacking and
I went ahead and loaded up Kayla's gameplay footage that we can all watch and observe and critically, analyze.
Yeah, this is me failing. Episode 4. This is episode 4, like showing though.
Yeah. I'm so glad it's showing you failing because my failing's even worse. My failing's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
I made sure Josh also muted my audio because you can just hear me bitching about like, it didn't even teach me how to do this. It just threw me in there and threw a virus on me.
That's really
it's
funny.
Like Pac-Man. Like you're, obviously trying to get to the nodes to unlock or figure out what the password is. So, as you are hacking, you have opportunities when you're dispatching heroes to, I think the one mission I remember doing is like infiltrating some irrigation system, like water sprinkler.
Yeah. That's one of the first ones. Yeah.
And you start hacking it, and it's the normal loop, and it's fun. It's satisfying just enough. You're on a timer, and then you get to a section, and it's like broken off from another section of the map, and like you see a little red dot bouncing back and forth, and it's basically like
I was like, oh shit,
a ghost in Pac-Man. It's a virus or antivirus, excuse me, because you are hacking it. So this is gonna eat you up and spit you out.
Yeah.
And I like opened the barrier, and it just came after me. And I was like, it didn't tell me about how this was gonna react. I need a tutorial. Because like halfway through the timer, I finally figured out, I gotta basically open the door, let the antivirus in. And then quickly figure out around it so I can close the door and lock it in there so I can get out and, do what I need to do.
See, I got the first one, but I didn't get, so I got the one that was in episode 3 with the first initial antivirus, but Ryan Selvey also mentioned like that last one in episode 4, like I felt like it was impossible. Like what was I supposed to do?
It was so hard. I was like, what the hell? I'm just gonna fail. I suck at hacking. That's not my superhero strength in this game.
I have a question, and this is maybe looking forward a little too much, but it is related to gameplay. Do we think that there's going to be any other like big mechanics introduced?
I think so.
Or do we feel like
because it seems like each set of 2 episodes they're introducing some kind of new mechanic.
Okay. Yeah. What would you guys want? Like, what do you think?
I want to be able to jump.
Jump? Like in the hacking?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, that's the only time you control.
I was gonna say in real life, I feel like that wouldn't fit the gameplay. I would be concerned if we just
don't let me jump. I want to be able to jump.
We should talk about. We need an episode of games that don't let you jump.
Yeah, we're gonna write that down.
And why they suck. Because
Josh, write that down.
You're onto something.
Mobility in games.
But I can imagine
even if it doesn't do anything. I just like to be tapping jump where I'm just like bouncing around.
Yeah.
Boing. It would be cool. I need to hop over the antivirus. So
Ryan Selvey said, also this game triggers me with the fear of not being good at my job at work whenever I fail.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Anxiety grows rise.
Yeah. Like,
I will say we talked about
fired.
We talked about this a little last week, but Jerica's playing a controller, right? And the hacking's fun on the keyboard. It makes me feel like I'm in a little like like NCIS or CSI, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta hack the thing," and I'm just like, because you gotta press, the keys on the keyboard to like move your little nodes. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm a keyboard and mouse as well. So what do we think? I know like one thing I talked about in the Discord, and I would love everyone in the chat's thoughts, again, still staying spoiler free, but what do we think about the way it was locking in some of your dispatching choices this time around? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that I loved that. And I will expand my thoughts. Like I get it from the like tie-in story perspective, but
so let me make sure I understand. Like, do you mean like when you have your list of heroes that you can dispatch, like it sort of forces you to use like certain companions together or heroes together, or one is brought out of the equation for some story reason? Okay. Yeah.
But I felt like it was doing it a lot, and especially in episode 3 when we're the leaderboard, when we're looking at that. And I get why, because you have to get to a certain conclusion. But I think that to me, when I think of a game that like a choices matter game, I don't want it to be so in my face that it's very clearly trying to direct to like a choice or direct to like a locked in like scenario. Like I wish it was a little bit more, I wish it was less overt that that's what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's my only complaint, like, so, I mean, I have a couple other like little things, but Ryan Selvey said he liked the locking in because it felt like the plot with your team being difficult. And I do understand that too. Like, I guess you are dealing with like real people, and like one person like later on is mad about a decision that you made, so like they won't go on certain missions. But I do, to Coal Mine's point, love the way that they intertwine the character personalities and the gameplay. That is really fun. Like when you send certain ones on missions or you send them together at certain times, like you get different outcomes or like little like narrative moments. I do love that. But I think I was just a little like about the locked in like decisions.
Just to back it up a little bit on what you're saying, just in case there's some listeners or viewers who maybe they didn't even play this game, but maybe they're listening to this anyway because they just want to hear a song about it, and maybe like don't plan on playing this.
I don't know why you would do
that. Who knows? Just to give a little bit of context. So yes, in episode 3, I guess the main kind of gameplay gimmick with the dispatching game part is that it's like a corporate situation. They introduce a leaderboard because they want to get everyone like their metrics. If someone's last, everyone's going to try to be competing to not be last. So they introduce this leaderboard, you tell the whole team, and they're like kind of freaking out over it, whatever. You're trying to tell them like, just focus. But when you go into the little dispatch game, they start sabotaging each other. They start literally injuring each other. Like if you pair certain 2 people up, they'll like injure each other so one can't go on. They'll not listen to you and just go on a mission on their own, even if you didn't dispatch them. Or like Kayla was saying, some certain characters are locked out, especially the person who, I guess Invisigal is who we're talking about, that she won't go on a lot of missions. And that's the first time I noticed it because the whole thing is she's last on the leaderboards. And so I'm like, oh, I got to help her out or like boost her or whatever. And so I'm trying to like send her out, right? But she just won't go on any. And so I will say that does detract a little bit from the choices matter aspect because this is a narratively forced kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
which I get it. Like
I do get it. But the way they've been formatting the game, at least in episode 1 and 2, is like, okay, you're watching a lot of these cutscenes and you're making some story decisions by choosing dialogue, but here's this little gameplay section where like you're more in control. And so it did feel like in episode 3, like they were kind of like changing the rules a little bit where it's like, oh, actually, we're pushing some of the narrative into your little gameplay sandbox. However, I still agree like with what Ryan was saying too, where it's still kind of, I don't necessarily like it, but it was still interesting from a narrative standpoint where you're playing and there, your team's not cooperating with you because it's like a bad working environment. Essentially, you've introduced a leaderboard that is just causing chaos. What did you think, Jerica?
I can see both sides because I think I like what Kayla's saying because I'm like, I think if this game, this team would have been able to, everything that we're saying could be potentially in a sequel to that kind of scale. I think because the episodes are so short and there's only 8 and the primary loop for this game, other than incredible cutscenes, is definitely dispatching. So they got to make it somewhat. I feel like they do have to put like those narrative, like not roadblocks or barriers,
guardrails, like guardrails
up.
Yeah, because
they see the end of the story. They know where they need to go, and they know the points they want to. A little bit. We're in an amusement park ride. We're locked in here, so we're at the mercy, but we do have some flexibility. And I think how some of it's sort of scoping out with some of the choices we make in these 2 episodes, I'm hoping that we see some separating of paths because I'm really I can't wait to see our story start separating off a little bit because that's a part of the game that I'm hoping to have because I love to compare like how the story has changed for me based on my decisions. But so far we don't have a lot of decisions, so I do see us probably having some similar choices and similar outcomes. But maybe that changes, and I think the scope of the game, as it gets larger, if they do a sequel, we'll definitely have a little bit more of those flexible paths come up because I would want that. I want that too.
You know what it felt like a little bit is like in JRPGs, kind of the classic where you fight a boss but you're supposed to lose. Where you like you can't actually. That's what it felt like a little bit. I've been doing that a lot in Ghost
of Yote. I'm like, no, I'm the ghost. Stop.
There's
making
like
me lose.
Some scenarios in JRPGs they're guilty of this, where it's like for story reasons they'll force you to lose as like a narrative thing, and that's what this felt like a little bit. Too. Yeah, it's a classic, but it did remind me of that just because it's like I was trying to be perfect with my dispatches, but I don't know if you can. Coal Mine's played it like 8 times, so maybe you can. But it seems like you can't. It seems like you're going to miss some. Yeah, it seems like you're going to miss some on that.
I didn't miss some. I missed a lot.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like, I'm going to get fired after today.
Because they're not cooperating. There's too many popping up where like I have some resting that I can't dispatch, or they're injured because they're injuring each other. So I think it's supposed to just give you this feeling of like frustration.
And I even made a choice that like one of them wasn't even there, and we'll get to that later. But
unleash the chains of the spoiler.
They set the next shift out. They're like, I'll be gone.
In episode 3,
bud. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. I don't
think
episode 3. I
had that in episode 4 where somebody like dipped out.
I have a horrible memory, even though we just played this. You know this.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah.
But maybe you are right. But maybe you're not, because I feel like it was episode 3.
Well, maybe you had something different. We'll just have to discuss to find out more.
Makes me excited. I hope this is the case, because this is the kind of stuff, this kind of conversation I want to have.
Ryan Sylvia asked a good question that is probably appropriate just for this section, which is, question for you all at some point: do you guys make a team of generalists or all specialists? Meaning, when you're doing the stats, do you prioritize like this person's really smart but not good at everything else, or are you kind of making a big bubble?
I'm specializing people with specific strengths.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Me too.
I'm always a general, like, well-rounded, because what if I lose one that is really good at another thing? Like, I don't want to be without someone with charisma.
You're not wrong.
But if you're doing that, you're spreading your points too small, right? So like sometimes you won't be able to achieve certain things, right?
I could see that too, but like, we've already seen, like, we've had to give up people. And so it's like, well, what if I make one person the only person that's really intellectual? And then or if you have multiple missions running at once and you need someone that has like XYZ, but they're already on a thing that you can't use them. So that's like my thought, at least.
I think there's a little hack to this. I don't know. There's probably math. You could like mathematically figure this out, but because it's a spider graph. And so at least in my mind, when I do a point and you can make it, if you just put 1 point in one stat, it just makes like a long spike. And so that's not really like the best, like, because how it's going to match up with your at the end of the mission. If you just have a long spike, like if they're just like 0 or 1 at everything, and you just have a long spike in like mobility, I don't think that's really that good. But if you put like 1 more point or 2 points, like not on the point next to it, but on whatever the town is, like maybe every other, it makes the whole thing like bigger.
See, that's too much thinking.
I'm gonna be honest.
I overthink it, you know.
I'm not thinking about that.
Because like, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I'm dispatching the right heroes for the right scenarios.
Yeah.
And they're still getting fucking like not negative. No one's getting negative, but like under the percentage needed to like pass this check or whatever.
Yeah. There's an element of randomness. How
does it work?
It's that that little dot that bounces around.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought I understood, but I'm like, now I absolutely don't understand this part.
So the mission itself has like a stat to it, like its own little graph. And then your hero has like whatever their graph is. And it overlays the 2 graphs. So your hero's graph and the mission's graph. And then there's a little dot that just bounces between it. And then wherever it lands is pass or fail. So if it lands outside of your person's thing, then it's just fail, even if they're good at whatever. Mm-hmm. So the way that you increase that chance is to make your little thing bigger so that it covers more of like the area, essentially.
Yeah. That's why sending more people is usually better, but then you don't have them.
Yeah. Man, I was getting to where I couldn't send more than one because they're
tricky.
Even with all the coffee, I had 1 cup of coffee. And I was like, I gotta get someone off this bench, and that was it.
Poncherello is a good one. Or is that what you're gonna read?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you could go ahead.
Poncherello said, episode 3 first shift was tough. I had to rerun it a few times. I learned that if you send people out who they synergize with, that's a good feature. They won't sabotage each other. So I do love that. Like I love the characters that have like alternate, like it's really starting to feel a little bit more gamey as you start to train people. Are you guys doing the training? Like
sending them to hero school. Yes, I am.
That's fun to send them and start to unlock different abilities, and some of them will transform and do XYZ if they succeed a certain amount of times. I really like, is it Gollum? Or I think his name is probably something different, but you know what I'm talking about.
Rockman.
Rock
hard man.
He has a cool one where like if you send him and there's an empty slot, then he like takes up 2 slots, and it's like really helpful. And then Colemine said for punch up, I split up strength and vigor, and for sonar, I gave charisma and intelligence. That's a good like kind of like leaning more one way to the other, but yeah.
That was a good hack too. Coal Mines mentions Prism's ability for 3-person missions. It is really overpowered. It's really good.
Yeah.
So for Prism, if you haven't unlocked it, if she can clone whoever's like to her left, basically. So it basically adds another person. Yeah, it's really good.
I remember seeing that and I was like, I don't know what's happening here, but I have like other fires I got to put out, so I can't even pay attention. But I'm like, someone's duplicating. Great. I forgot when that got added. Please, thank God.
I feel like we should release ourselves from the chains and
I'm ready to get my
shit out of
teeth are ready to, or my tongue's ready to break out of this prison.
Let's go.
Which is my teeth.
I got a little confused on the flow of the episode, but do you have a place for talking about like favorite characters?
Yeah, I think we're just going to get into spoiler territory and just like, let's unlock it because it's hard for me to talk about these characters right now without spoiling things because the reasons why I'm liking these characters are what's happening now in episode 3 and 4. So now officially we have reached our spoiler section. We're going to talk about the story, outcomes, characters, themes, predictions, where we think the next 2 episodes might go, and what we want to see. So let's talk about this. All right. Who's your favorite character now? What's changed? What's someone you didn't... let me rephrase that. Someone you didn't think you liked as much, but now... one of your favorites.
Mine changed a lot since last time. Okay. So last time I was singing Sonar's praises. I loved Sonar. Was my favorite, absolute favorite, because he's like an investment bro, but he's a bat. So funny to me. Changed my opinion. Changed a lot. My favorite character right now currently is actually Prism. I think, and it's so interesting because when I'm playing, I'm like, I'm wondering if other people are seeing some of these scenes or like dialogues because a lot of it happens in the dispatching missions, like certain little things she says or like little attitude she has, because she's like a pop star as well. So like sometimes she'll be, when people are sabotaging her, they'll be like basically doxing her to like, and then she gets like surrounded by fans and stuff. And so that's like really funny how you have to like work through some of that. But I think whoever's doing her actor, like some of the voice lines with her are just so good too. Like the acting is just really good. Some of them are like better than others, but I just really like how her line delivery is. And I like I think it was episode 3. I like when they're Robert's like calling her like the little names, like he calls her Nicki Mirage, and he calls her Cardi C instead of Cardi. So
wait, funny. Okay, do you guys want to hear something interesting? The voice actor for Prism is actually a musician called Thought Squad.
I'm gonna look it up.
I love that so much.
I just think she does such a good job.
Afro swing music.
That sounds
Let's go.
That's so cool.
I've really liked her character and her interact, and then of course her ability. She's my most played character now in this section of things. Mostly not just from personality, but also that ability is just so good because it adds an extra person on 3 member.
But I feel like Prism's like probably giving me the least amount of problems. Yeah. And even like when I'm dispatching Prism, I'm like noticing usually not a lot of hangups, and I do feel like I have more successes.
So yeah, I've loved Prism. I've boosted a lot of her stats. So I mostly have her into charisma, some intelligence, and then I've been kind of moving her towards more of the bottom, and so I've added some mobility as well. So she's been really good, and I just like her lines, her acting, and her interactions with some of the other heroes is just really fun. So I switched from Sonar to Prism as like my top character.
Poncherello said her song Pound Cake plays after Phenomenon tells you to step back.
I was wondering that because I'm like, I've heard when they played that song at the end, I was like, that's a random choice. I like that song, but I didn't think it was like
that's
popular.
the end of the credits song there?
Yeah.
That song's crazy though. I was like, why is this song? Yeah,
that's really cool. My favorite is Gollum, actually. I really like him. He's so sweet. I hate that we had to hurt him.
I know. Can we talk about that real quick while you're talking about him?
Yes.
That boardroom scene.
Yes. I mean, that's kind of how we open up for the most part, except like, oh, yes, go ahead.
Let me interject here because remember how I was like, hey, I think episode 3, I had someone sit out because of a choice I made. And I was just there. Hold on. I think it was Gollum.
So what choice did you make? It was a boardroom then. What did you make?
Yeah.
What did you tell him?
He busted in real rudely and knocked me over. And I was like, you need to think about how you're entering a room, sir. Go back outside.
You sent him out. Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
now there was another time.
He was really rowdy, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna start off strong here because I need them to pay the fuck attention. So I was like, needs to go out, right back out the door. You know you're a big thing.
Early in the episode, he bumps into you as well. What did you say anything when he bumped into you?
I didn't say anything then.
Okay.
So when it happened, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that was like a part of my motivation with like this. I don't know if I'm getting bullied or this person just doesn't pay attention to where he's walking. I don't think he gives a fuck. So he needs to go back outside. Okay. So I sit Gollum outside, and then the next moment we're able to don't awe at him. That was rude. Did you see how he busted up in there? We're probably going to replace
his own string.
He does. He's been doing this a long time.
He's made of mud.
Little guy. He's just a little guy.
Nope. I sent his ass outside.
So what happens when you do that? Does he get mad?
He sits out the whole dispatch shift.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get that.
I didn't either. So
we couldn't use him, and it was a struggle.
So the funny thing is, Jerica,
one other person.
It sounds like me and Kayla are trying to be nice because I think he was just misunderstood too. So the option is send him outside or give him a chair. So I was like, oh, let's just cool things down a little. I'm just gonna pull a little chair out, offer him to sit. Imagine my reaction when you give him a chair. I'm trying to be nice to this man, and Robert grabs a chair. And in a fit of rage, he throws it as hard as he can at Gollum, and it impales him, and the chair just sticks into his body.
Shut up.
Yeah. And then he pushes it out. It doesn't actually hurt him.
But I was like, I was trying to be nice.
I want to see that.
Yeah, so funny.
I'm going to look that up now.
But I want to kind of go back to the beginning of episode 3, because here's what I want more of. And what I like so far with the story is I want to know more about Robert and his dad, because something happened and he talks to, I love that we get Royd back in the beginning of episode 3.
Yes.
Royd turns out to be much more of I figured he would be more of an important character since he's on like the main like title screen. But he is who's helping you fix your suit.
The mechanic trope.
He is, and I think he's a great character. And so through him, you kind of learn that Robert had not the best relationship with his dad when he passed away. And he says that, Roy tells him, I want to make this your suit and not just your dad's suit, because like that's what it was. So I'm excited to see like how that plays into the story as we start to get more of like his suit getting fixed. Oh my gosh, Beef is my favorite character. The dog. So cute. I love him.
I want to dispatch the dog.
Adorable. Me too.
Wait, Kayla, I hate to interrupt, but you got distracted because you were telling us your favorite character
I told you.
Yeah, Gollum. But then we have to get to Jerica's favorite character too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Jerica.
No, I was like, I don't really have a favorite yet.
Oh.
All I can say is I've had some people, sneak back up into my ranked who's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, Kayla, Beef is up there for me too. Like, I've enjoyed the dog so much, and they're always feeding it. It's just like me and my dog. I'm always feeding Otto, my dog, and he is a little overweight, but he just doesn't exercise, and that's not my fault. I give him healthy treats. Regardless, favorite character, Dispatch so far, or who has snuck up on me? I'm gonna say Invisigal.
Okay.
Because I was a little upset because I was like, this character's too similar to Vi from Arcane, and it's different. I don't like it. I don't like that it's weird. This is weird for me because it's so similar, but different, but still similar enough. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to make this character a main character here on me. Yeah. And as the story is progressing, I'm a big fan of this character. More and more. Finding myself in a tough spot, if y'all know what I'm saying, from last week. Trying to smooch already.
Trying to smooch now. Now we got 2.
First option to smooch. I tried to smooch. So
who up smooch? See, if you did miss last week, Jerica hardcore was pushing for the blonde blazer romance, while Josh and I were being more reserved.
I'll tell you this: you just don't see thick women like that front and center, and I'm really proud of it. Yeah, love it.
She likes a little bit of the thunder thighs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's good to see once in a while.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
But. Oh God, I lost what I was going to say because I was interrupting Jerica. I'm so sorry.
No. This is called a discussion. So you think of something, you spit it out. if you got to get up and pee, you go pee. We don't need you to pee on yourself. So, we were talking about Gollum. We talked about beef.
Yeah. And then I got worried that Flash was trying to steal the dog because he he gets like, that's his name, right? Flash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's not Flash. It's like Track. Is it
Trackstar? Yeah. So he like gets a little bed and like has a little place in his cubicle for him. Oh my God, Ryan Selby said, I'm gonna try to find a way to make him gay. That's so funny.
I mean, yeah, where is the male romance option, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's there apparently.
Oh, okay.
Y'all, it's there.
Really?
I don't know if it's romance also option, but we missed Audrey sent me a clip. I was missing something.
He calls him Chase, I guess. Right. Yes. I don't know why Flash. Sorry.
I hope Waterboy is Waterboy
kisses a man based on a choice you make.
Really?
Or someone kisses him.
This.
And we'll get to the decision because Audrey sent me a clip and I saw a
we gotta talk about that.
different route for some conversation.
Interesting. So obviously we figure out that Blonde Brazier broke up with Phenomenon, which I love this whole plot line of him, Phenomenon, being like the whimpering, like, woe is me. It's so funny to me. Because normally this is like a woman trope that you would put on like I'm sad he broke up with me. And I love that it's reversed and that's really fun to me.
I also like that he's like not human. He's like literally, it's like Superman, but he's like literally not human. So he just doesn't even understand like
emotions.
He doesn't even understand how he's supposed to be feeling, which is so funny. And you're like his therapist, basically, Robert.
Yes, and I love it. I love Robert, the way he is voice acted, and he's so quippy, and I love like all of his little like mannerisms are so good. Like it feels so natural.
I saw like a Twitter post, someone's like shared a picture of him, and they're like not impressed. They're like, yo, is this the dude that everybody's, hot and bothered over? This little guy? And everybody's like, yes, play the game. You'll understand.
He's got the Riz.
You're talking about, I can't say his name. Phenomenon. It's the only way I can do it. The moment where, he's on the car, like just agonizing over the breakup. And when he gets up off the car to talk to Robert, he like gets up so fast, he like shoots glass into Robert's chest. Yeah, that was hilarious. You see it happen, but they have like a 5-minute conversation, and then at the very end, he's like, "Robert, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize my superhuman strength knocked glass into your chest."
And then he has to go in the bathroom and clean up. I like there's like follow up too. He has to like actually like clean the glass out.
Just the fact that follow up was like 5 minutes later after the conversation, you saw it and I sort of forgot, made it like 10 times funnier.
It's funny, yeah. It is.
It's so funny.
I didn't mean
very sitcom coded.
Yeah.
Get us off track there, but I wanted to mention it.
It's a discussion. Okay, so how did you guys react? Like when she told me that they broke up, I said I was sorry, but I wasn't trying to pull the full Riz Master and be like, oh,
I'm professional with her.
Me too. Well,
whoa.
After the first kiss, I'm laying off a little bit because remember I was
That's right, you kissed her.
I decided to take the route of you tell me when, So I'm putting the ball's in her court at this time. I'm not trying any harder. I'm gonna let fate decide.
Okay.
What happens?
I am still, I make some little bit of, at this point where we're at, I'm still like keeping it professional because I don't fully like understand her intentions yet. Like, so, and I knew she's still, she's fresh off the breakup. So I don't really want to know, exactly. I love the scene where Coop handcuffs Sonar and you have to get him like unhandcuffed from the like where he's stuck. That's so funny. And he thinks like she's seducing him, and I love that part.
Yeah.
But then, and also like the whole boardroom scene, I really like. All of Prism's like one-offs are so funny. I loved where she asked if Robert was from Geek Squad. That was great. So funny. How did you guys like approach the conversation? I told them that I felt like I saw their pain, and I tried to like.
Yeah, I think I said the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I did though, like kind of tell them that they needed to step up also, because I was like, when they talked about the Phoenix, I was like, well, you set this thing on fire kind of thing. So I still was trying to be a little hardball with them. But I guess we should probably talk about like the end of episode 3 in the choice, because like Josh mentioned earlier,
Yeah, it's set up like, hey, you're gonna Blonde Blazer tells us like, hey, we're gonna have to cut somebody today. So you got a tough choice ahead of you. And I'm like, God damn it. I hate this. I hate it already.
I kind of love that you know that from the beginning of the episode. Because like we didn't talk about that, but they opened that episode with that of like, you know that you're gonna have to do that. So who did you guys pick to choose?
This is tough. I want to hear what Jerica picked.
I want to hear Jerica's first too.
I picked Sonar because
I
had put a lot of work into him. Like I sent him to school more than the other one.
Oh, you cut Sonar. No, you kept Sonar.
I saved Sonar. I cut Coupe. I say it the way she doesn't want it to be said.
Yeah, I also got rid of Coupe.
Me too.
Sorry, but I
just seemed down the road, and the dialogue confirmed it. Just little hot. Still a little too villainy for me.
We gotta look it up, or probably someone in chat. It's not Pontrella and Coleman's both ran it a couple times. I am curious what episode 4 is having cut Sonar though, because
me too. I would like to know.
It's very interesting how this starts Coop's like supervillain arc almost like in episode 4. So
yeah,
I'm very curious how that works because she is scary for sure.
Yeah, she's scary, and she was good too. So I didn't want to get rid of her, but like. I do, logistically speaking, I was like, Sonar's cool because he has 2 different like modes. And I just felt like he had some more like meaningful scenes to me.
Again, I like his kind of like, he's almost like comedic relief for me. I just like, it's just so funny to me. So I was like, I gotta keep him around. I just like his dialogues.
But it is interesting seeing how, and this is kind of skipping forward a little bit, but seeing how Punch Up reacts because him and Coop were really close. So did you guys notice that like he was kind of giving more resistance?
He wouldn't go on missions sometimes.
Yeah, so he was definitely because they were more bonded.
Some of that because at some point he is being resistant and kind of causing a problem for Robert, and just because like he cut his friend. But at some point when you're doing some of the missions and Coop's kind of in trouble almost, they find some information out. Robert asks Punch Up if he can give Coop the heads up, actually, which is cool. And Coop's like, I'm already on it or whatever. So I actually think that's really kind of neat how, even though like Coop's kind of a baddie and a baddie,
bad baddie,
that Robert is still like, hey, you know, something bad's going to happen that could involve her. And he tells Punch Up as her friend to let her know and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
And then you actually hear that even after you cut her, that like Punch Up is still going to like see her basically. So I think that was, he said that's why he like leaves early in episode 4. But, and then, oh my gosh, at the end of episode 3, where Invisigal's taking a picture of her name, not at the bottom. That was such a little sweet. Like, moment.
That's what won me over. And I was like, damn it. They're just now the writers of this game, they're winning me back. They did it.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it was really sweet. I liked that moment. And then that's kind of like the end of episode 4. And then
episode 3.
And then
this isn't the reason I became a fan. I wanted everyone to know. Beginning of episode 4. That's not the reason.
Jerica's like,
that's not the reason. It was in episode 3, not the beginning of episode 4. Let it be said. I said it first. She was my favorite character, and why? Not because of episode 4. Just wanted that to be said
for the record.
Can I just say this?
I just slipped a little bit. I was like,
I'm not a sign of guilt. I would like to say, first of all, I'm not a prude. I have all sorts of books behind me that would prove otherwise. And so that's not why I'm about to say what I'm about to say. And I think that like there's nothing wrong with like, you know, Josh made a comment in our Discord that like, oh, this is such like a male gaze kind of like thing. And I don't really care, honestly, like if this is here or not, but it felt out of left field for me. I don't know. What did you guys think? Like, it didn't feel like it made sense.
I'm glad you mentioned. I'm also.
Go ahead.
I'm also like, I just have my own personal taste anyway. So I tend to not like overt things like this anyway in various medias. So for me, obviously, like I'm biased. So for me, this kind of thing, yeah, I'm not about all that. But I will say, even objectively, just like from like like what Kayla's saying, it's a little out of place because I'm thinking like usually when something's included in let's say it's a book, movie, game, whatever, if something like is very kind of this. It was pretty short, but it's kind of explicit. I'm then going to ask myself like, okay, like this is obviously it's an intentional choice, a direction, a writing direction. And so what does that serve now? What does that scene serve? What is it trying to do for the story or whatever, how does it serve the story? And I actually think for this, I think the story's stronger without that scene because it's so overt and then like everything that she's thinking or like whatever. I think if you imagine the episode without that scene, and it's a lot more like interesting where she's kind of like checking him out or not quite flirting, but like she's like kind of like sees him a little weird after that. And so I actually think it worked. I think it's stronger without that. And so for me, when I see something like that, I'm like, it just seems a little bit cheap. Like it's in there for either the shock factor or just to be kind of lewd.
I'm not going to come out of this winning at all.
you can no. That's my own personal opinion.
Valid points.
One thing I want to correct my statement because I feel like I was misunderstood. I'm not saying that the nude scene and like all of that, like
Kayla could have had it at a different place, maybe.
No, I'm not saying that that's out of place. I'm saying that the relationship dynamics between Invisigal and Robert I feel like that's out of left field for me personally. Like, I don't think I felt any sort of like attraction from either one of them until this episode.
Is perfect then.
It felt very like jarring. I don't really care that there's boobs. Like this game kind of makes me feel like that was going to happen eventually anyway. But what felt out of place and like random a little bit to me was the Invisigal and the Robert thing. But maybe I just didn't see it. I don't know. What do you think, Jerica?
To both of those topics, even though that's not what you meant at first, but then Josh added on, like, yes, both valid points. I'm glad you both brought up those, and Kayla brought up something that could mean two things. Because I love this scene. And I can never get a bill to come out of this ahead, but let me explain. In terms of the scene, I'm glad it's there.
Yeah.
Because I think it's sort of neat that you don't hear, we're getting really deep here. You just don't see ladies having a good time with themselves that often depicted in much stuff. And we do it. That's and it true. Doesn't have to be gross. I know it's a little, this character, it makes sense for this character. This character is from the very first jump, being invisible in the room and making jokes about them having sex. So like this character's crude. This character's sort of nasty, gritty, hard around, rough around the edges. So it makes sense that you get a scene with this character. I can definitely see both sides though being like, come on, y'all. But also like, I think it adds value to the character. For me personally, I think it adds value to the character. I think it makes the dynamic with, I'm going to be honest, I'm starting to lean towards Invisigal and Robert together because I do think they're so different. Like he's so hung up on trying to, we don't know the relationship truly with his dad yet. I don't know if that's up to us as we're sort of shedding light on that, or they will direct us down a path. But he seems so hung up on that. And he seems so prim and proper at times. He's such a professionalist and wants to make this work. And Invisigal is like the total opposite.
That's a really good point.
But they're both sort of finding their way parallel to each other. And I think that's sort of cool to see like him having a side. Because I did enjoy the conversation they have later on. So after she has that morning or that dream, having a sexy time with Robert, when she sees him again I guess they're working with Royd on the suit, right?
Yeah.
And they start making jokes and like she's like staring at him. And it's sort of funny because even though she comes off as this person that's super comfortable talking about sex and like crude, and she's sort of thrown off the fact that she herself, Kayla, to the point she's sort of thrown that she's having dreams about Robert. She's like, why does this make sense? And then it sort of starts clicking like, am I attracted to this guy? Do I like him? Is it physical? I might be emotionally attached to him. He was really nice to me. No one's ever done that to me before. Just the fact that all that is cycling through her head and she like looks him up and down he's like, did you just like check me?
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about. Like, I think even if you just start with that or like that kind of stuff first, I mean, I'm not saying you don't have to have that other scene at all. I just think that if you start with maybe some of the more subtle kind of stuff like that, and then maybe explain it like that she had a dream. You could even.
I'm also just trying to cover up my ass and say, just by the way, it wasn't because of the beginning of episode 4 that I'm a fan of Invisigal.
She was already a fan.
I know people know I'm a. What's the word for it? A goon. Am I a gooner? I'm a gooner. I am. I'm sorry. Okay.
Coal Mines brings up a good point that there were crumbs that Invisigal was being slightly flirty with Robert at some stages, leaving the donut. That's a good point. The leaving the donut one that Robert said, if you pick whatever one you like, she leaves it on your desk. And some other things. So there's some crumbs. And actually, surprisingly, I'm a little bit with Jerica on this, where I'd rather ship, if the choices is only, I don't know what all the choices are going to be. If it's only between Blonde Blazer or Invisigal, I'm definitely going Invisigal because of the contrast there. I think it's fun with like exactly what Jerica was saying, where she's kind of this force of chaos and he's a little bit more of like control. So I think it's a cute kind of dynamic.
Poncherello said one thing that I do kind of agree with for sure is that they said that they like the scene and it makes sense for her character to have a dream and react like that. For me, I think Robert is trying to coach her more than romance her. And that's why it kind of threw me off guard, because like, to me, it kind of felt like he was taking her like under his wing. And I didn't really feel that like romantic pull from his end, at least. And you were playing as him. So like, I didn't really see it.
That's kind of fun too, because it's like a different dynamic than you would expect, I think, because you have all these like mentor relationships where that kind of is that.
I mean, I love an office place romance. I mean, but
it's kind of
regardless, they're both HR violations.
Yeah, that's what's interesting though, because now that's what I was gonna say. You have the two current options. You have his superior kind of as one option, but then he's not necessarily Invisigal's boss, but like it's kind of that a little bit. He's a supervisor, so yeah.
And then
so it's an interesting, it's an interesting dynamic where like it's a power imbalance, but in different ways for each love interest. So I think this is kind of it's getting kind of interesting with some of that like and fun.
I do think that like I do like that they kind of present you these different options. And I think that I'm very curious to see what you guys ended up doing with your choices. Like, cause we have a couple other choices, but, I did want to first, there's a couple of like stats I wanted to say really quick before we get too far into the end of episode 4, but, apparently 60% of people cut Coop from the team. So we were all kind of in the majority there. 76% of the players threw a chair into Golem. So, Jerica, you were in the minority in that.
Good.
Here's the thing that this was interesting. Me and 1% of players helped Invisigal against Lightning Struck. I think that's really interesting.
There's got to be some kind of glitch or something with some of these choices, because I noticed that too, where I was like, "There's no way, right?"
Yeah.
Did people fail? I think
that's really
that
interesting.
Much?
I guess so.
Coal Mines says that's a bug.
Oh, okay.
I sucked a lot at the end, gameplay wise and dispatching. So there's no telling what.
Yeah.
I feel like I failed everything. And I feel like I should have just restarted the level over again, the whole chapter.
Now, while we're being crude, did you guys tell Blazer that her boob was out?
That wasn't crude. I'm a girl's girl, you know?
They showed it.
Wait, they showed it?
I didn't notice it at first. I don't. Was it there already?
No, I mean there was like a little. It's like so like it's like a tiny little.
What's funny is I didn't even see it, but I picked that answer because it was funny.
You gotta get
funny.
your.
See it? And then I saw it. I saw it after the fact.
That's so funny.
And I was like, there it is.
Yeah, I'm a gal's gal. You gotta just tell. It was respectful. He's just like, hey, just let you know,
Hey, Areola's out.
Check it out.
Exactly.
Which I appreciate.
I just
someone telling me.
I'm starting to crush on Blazer myself. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
I'm just saying she's so cool. She's so cool.
Something's weird about her. She gives me a weird. She's a man eater, man. She's just dumb. Look at him. Look at the screen right now. Look at the state phenomenons.
Why is she not allowed to be confident about her decisions?
No, do you think he's just
still brings him?
Do you think do you think he looks like this because she just broke up with him? Something's going on. She's
now we're on the side of now she's bad because
she's
like
bad.
I was nervous about Phenomenon Man last week because I was like, this guy seems too perfect.
Something's weird about her, and then I don't know. Something's weird. I get a weird vibe from her.
I actually kind of think the other way, which, by the way, I love a good enemies to lovers. So I would like for the Invisigal thing to work. I'm just personally not bought in to that relationship. So I am not choosing that way. Coal Mines brings up a good point. I'd rather Blonde Blazer be the creep that preys on her subordinate than Robert be the creep who dates his subordinate. It would also cause risks with the team where the teammates are mad or suspect he's favoring her.
He's not wrong.
Not wrong. Patriarchy. I don't know. But it's okay.
I don't want to pick either of them ultimately, I don't think. But
I wonder if that's an option. Can you do neither?
Wait, what's this guy kiss? Where's that at?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
That's actually from it is this episode. Whenever so when you go out to talk to Phenomenon as Robert, to get him off the car.
Yeah.
When you can make the choice to tell him that you kiss Blonde Blazer.
Yeah.
The dialogue opens up with basically saying oh, you kissed her. I don't think that's why we broke up. It was something along the lines of I can't remember verbatim, so I'm not going to say it because I don't want to mess it up. But something said where it's well, kiss me and then we'll find out, basically.
Whoa.
And they kiss.
Whoa.
And he's like, she definitely didn't break up with me because of you kissing her.
Wow, that's so funny.
That's so funny.
I love that, actually. That's so funny. I love that.
Audrey sent me the clip earlier. I'll send it. If y'all look it up, you can see it. I'll send it to the Discord.
I love that.
Funny.
So yeah, I kind of played casual. I am personally now leaning more into the Blonde Blazer relationship. However, I still am keeping it casual. I compliment her. Like I said, she looked nice in her dress, but I didn't try to pull a move. Yeah. But then I did you guys, this is very me. So when we were consoling Phenomenon, I did. And I love the pan of you in the office with her looking down at him on the car. It's funny. It's so funny. But I asked him if he sees a therapist because this man really needs to go to therapy.
I did too. I agreed.
Yeah. I think, I think I did say that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And we stan a Robert that is supportive of women and their choices, because I said, well, maybe she did meet someone. And I love the dialogue here actually a lot. Where he said, maybe she did meet someone, but it doesn't matter because she's her own person. Yes. She gets to decide that. Nobody gets to decide that for her. And I was like, wow, love that, Robert. And then, the glass thing was really funny that Jerica mentioned.
That's hilarious.
And then I was surprised that Invisigal, I guess not really, because that's kind of like Jerica said, her grit, but she does directly tell Robert that she had the dream while he's picking glass. And then you hear Waterboy chatting in the background. It's so very funny.
Everything about him is watery.
Who did you guys pick to bring on? This is the next big thing Jerica, at the very end of episode 4.
Waterboy.
Waterboy. I went Waterboy too. Waterboy. Oh, you had Phenomenon.
I picked Phenomenon.
No, you know why?
I was afraid we all would pick. We'd feel bad for Waterboy and pick him.
I also thought Phenomenon.
I felt bad for Phenomenon.
No, that's just yet another HR violation, because that's her ex. They were deeply involved. She's like, oh yeah, why don't you just throw him on the team?
We don't need this drama on our
get out of here.
Our squad right now. We have enough of it already.
I don't know anything about Waterboy.
He's so wholesome.
Yeah,
he just wants to be a hero.
There's a moment you have with Waterboy at the end of the day after his first shift.
It's so good.
And it's basically just talking about you. He's like, you don't have because he was like, I stutter, I get nervous, they all hate me. And he's like, you don't have a stutter, you have a confidence issue. And basically just gave him this really good pep talk. And I was like, this is great. I cannot wait to see what unlocks for Waterboy for his abilities now.
You guys want to know what's hilarious about Phenomenon is when he joins your team, if he loses, he gets depressed.
Oh my
and he has a cooldown for 1 minute. He can't use it for an extra whole minute. But if he wins, he only has a 4-second cooldown, very fast cooldown if he wins.
That's cool.
But if it's super quick. But it's really funny. And he has a lot of voice lines and a lot of character dialogue that between the other characters, they're like, oh, you brought the X boyfriend around. And Blonde Blazer like encourages you to pick him though. Like she says,
because
like,
she's evil. She's trying to get you. She's trying to get something started.
No, she's trying to help him. She says like, oh yeah, that might be a good distraction for him.
I'm on
like,
Josh's side with this. I feel like something's shady.
Something's going on.
You're convincing me, Josh. I didn't have these thoughts until this podcast.
I think she's gonna be the villain.
You're
yeah,
you might be onto something.
Yeah,
majority of the chat is in y'all's like
right. So let me sloppy kiss Waterboy. I know
that's so funny. So what is he? Does he have any interesting like dialogue?
Well,
like
he messes everything up.
Yeah.
See, that doesn't
his stats are very low.
You gotta level him up.
I've been pairing him up with people, and it's so funny. They all hate him. They hate him. Yes. Every single person hates him. Like, what? They're like, what are you doing? You picked Waterboy. He's listening though. It's so sad. He's listening. They're just trash talking him the whole time. And then every time you send him with someone, they're just like, I can't believe you. Like, I gotta go with this guy. And then he'll like accidentally like barf or something. They'll slip and like break their leg or something. And they'll be like, what? And then like they all get mad at him. And that's why like it's so wholesome at the end. Like what Jerica's saying, he's all beating himself up. He's hiding in the janitor's closet. No one's left in the building. And he's like basically crying. And you go and like tell him that you basically tell him like, he's like, everyone hates me. They just talk bad about me. And he's like, you can't control that. Like they're gonna think that no matter what. So you just gotta ignore them. And like it's such a good moment.
Yeah, I kind of you get a little bit of that with Phenomenon because you hug him and he's like crying and he's like upset, and so
honestly they're probably both good choices. They're actually really funny, both of those people. So
and then Poncherello mentioned like there's this like at the end he's like before they start talking. It was either before or after. He like hands him beef. He's like, here, hold the beef. It'll make you feel better, and it was so cute.
Oh, I had to miss that. That's sad.
You can look up some of the like alternate scenes, but this is interesting because now we've cut someone and then we've picked someone new to the team. So this is where the choices matter stuff maybe starts to change things a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Especially with Phenomena Man and Waterboy, because like I feel like obviously anybody tied to Blonde Blazer is going to be a main part of the story. So like not having him on the team, I mean, how much does that cut from me and Josh's experiences? And like, how much are you going to get?
That's why I love that we picked different options. And I don't know if y'all are here and you heard us like mention in the beginning, but like we're not discussing really like our choices at all before we meet. So this is kind of interesting.
I'm trying not to look up anything until I play or until we start discussing, except the clip that Audrey sent. But I'm like trying not to look at other alternate realities.
Yeah, I don't look it up either.
So y'all can like surprise me.
Yeah.
And then we get another scene towards the end, which made me want to cry, of him pulling out the picture of his dad and like looking at it and him seeing the families like leaving together. And I hope that we start to get, I mean, we're halfway now.
So that scene, how does that scene end for you then? That's he just looks at the families and like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's where they put the Waterboy scene in. He's all sad. Robert's all sad. He's watching all the families leave close up, and then he hears a sound, and Waterboy's like alone in the closet, and then they have like a little moment.
No, basically, then you just go to the scene where you radio into Invisigal.
So Phenomena Man, but is there any kind of scene with him after you pick him then?
No, not really.
Interesting.
No. There's just the stuff in the
Waterboy got a
scene,
but he didn't get a scene.
So I wonder if I picked wrong.
I don't know.
Quick ad, real quick.
I don't think.
I love when you can throw spaghetti or the coffee at
Flame
Bay
for
Waterboy getting mean with him. I threw the spaghetti and then I don't know if it happens if you throw both things, but like Blonde Blazer walks in and like slips on it. And that was also really fucking hilarious to me.
No, I threw the coffee.
I threw the coffee.
I threw the spaghetti, but she like walks in and she's like slipped. Like it's like an afterthought because she walks in already and then she slips, and it's like little things like that. It's like the glass getting thrown into the chest scene. Like it's little stuff like that, and just because it's delayed just a little bit because you know it's there, but then it actually happens. I don't know what that's called, but it's something that's happening that's pretty magical in the game in the cutscenes, and it's just making me crack up. Look up her slipping on spaghetti. I don't know why that was so funny to me, but it was hilarious. Me and Audrey went back and watched that scene like 3 times because it's just funny.
That didn't happen to me. When you throw the coffee, she just says like, "Oh, you have something in your hair," and then that's
like, "Is that my spaghetti?" And then she slips.
Oh, that's sad.
Mr. the Human plays. Thanks for the raid. I was going to bring it up too.
Hello.
Thanks for the raid.
Welcome. We're wrapping up I would say, but Yes, that I threw the coffee and notated that it was it. Oh, she slipped in the protein shake for me. I don't think she slipped in mine.
I think she does a little bit, but
subtle slip,
maybe
and
that.
it's so
Okay, I
funny
think it's
to me.
yeah, it's just subtle.
Okay, maybe
like,
so. Okay, now I have to know. So we get the scene where Invisigal's at the movie and he's talking to her. It's after hours. He's like packing up. They're discussing. So what did you guys choose? Did you go to the
This
movie
is a big
with
choice.
Invisigal?
But you already know what me and Jerica chose.
Did you guys both choose Invisigal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Blonde Blazer's evil.
Oh my god! No,
I enjoyed just the dialogue they had over the intercom. Got me. I was like, man, they got chemistry. I'm leaning in.
I don't think so. I don't think they have it. Oh my god!
I think they have the best chemistry now.
Wait,
like
so Kayla, what happens?
Want me to go first?
Well, we'll just explain what happens real quick. So they're talking about the movie, and then you have to decide Blonde Blazer or Invisigal. So you basically tell Invisigal like, "Oh, I didn't see the first movie. Explain to me what happens," because it's like a sequel, I guess. And so she starts telling you the story, and then it kind of cuts to the movie theater scene, and she's still like talking about the plot of the first movie, and then he just walks in with like popcorn and snacks and like sits next to her, and she's like, and then she's like, "Did you hear anything I just said?" He's like, "Nope, not a word of it," because he was like on his way there or whatever. And then
that's cute.
It's not like a romantic moment. They just kind of watch the movie, and then they ask about friends. What was it, Jerica? They say like, she's like, "Oh, it's something about," because you have to choose if you're going to say like if they're friends or not, if you're friends or not. How does it word it?
I have a bad memory.
It's something they're doing the little cutesy banter, and then she's like, "Oh, so you consider me a friend?" And then because you're like, "Oh, I just want to hang out with a friend."
I thought we were already we're getting there. Oh yeah, if you choose Invisigal, you get this dialogue. Yeah. Basically, like, what are we? Are we friends? Like, we're getting there. I thought we already were. Do you want it to be?
Yeah, but it's not romantic at this point.
No.
Yeah. But because of the events with her, she's a little more flirty. But I like Kayla was saying, I don't think Robert's really. He's not. From what I can tell so far, he's like not. That. He doesn't so far. So
we're getting there.
Yeah. But I'm curious now. The Blonde Blazer scene. What's going on there? Because Coleman says it was really cute too.
Okay, so basically, oh my gosh, I feel like it's really good. I had to look up because I couldn't remember the exact verbiage and I wanted to like be specific. So essentially, I chose dinner with Blazer, and Invisigal's like slightly disappointed, but she's not like mad or anything. He just says like, "Oh, like I hope you have a good time," like the movie, to Invisigal, and you text back Blonde Blazer and you say like, "Yes, I'll meet up," because she says like dinner, and so you get there. And she reveals her human identity to you.
Oh,
yeah.
That's big.
Guys, it's so dramatic and it's so fucking funny. So basically,
I'm gonna look this up later.
So she says she's in her dress and she says, "So this is not what I normally look like," to him.
Whoa.
And he's like, "Wait, what?" And she said, "My powers like hide the way I look." And it's like super dramatic. And you just assume that she's going to be butt-ass ugly. And it's so funny.
I wish. Because that'd be awesome.
Okay, there's this whole dramatic cutscene where she's like twirling around.
Yeah. Like Sailor Moon. So
exactly like Sailor Moon. And her necklace comes off. So that kind of shows you that her power is in like her little necklace. It's also kind of giving like the Ariel, like the voicing. And so it comes off. And she reveals that she's brunette and not blonde.
Oh shit!
That's so funny.
She's still really brunette funny. And still thick.
And that's literally it. She's still the same. And it's so funny because Robert is like, "Oh," and Robert's like, "What?" And she's actually self-conscious, guys. Like seriously,
that's
she's like,
so funny.
She's like, "Yeah." She said, "I look like so different, and like I feel like you wouldn't like me." And she's like shorter, so she ends up being shorter than him. Like, but she's still got thick thighs. Don't worry.
I was about to say, like,
it might be thicker.
Tall was winning. Tall was winning for me.
It's really funny. And so crazy. She's super insecure, and it's really sweet. And so then you get her real name. Her real name's Mandy.
Mandy.
Yes. So she said, "My name is Mandy," and like that, I hope you still like me. And he said, "Oh, I prefer brunettes, actually." So
wow. So it's more flirty with her than with Invisigal. Interesting.
Yes. And so then you go to dinner, and you get some dialogue options. They go to a super fancy dinner, and she tells him, she said, "Oh yeah, like it's all Michelin star when you're with me." Whoa. And like but it's like funny, like cheeky. And then he tells her, "Did you know that Michelin star is actually based off of the tire company from
mansplain.
It was fun. No, it was like nerdy. It wasn't mansplaining. Yeah. And so then you go, and the dialogue choice is basically like Blonde Blazer says, people have expectations and they never meet me first. Like she says, like she has these like big expectations on her because she's like a boss girly. And so she's basically like, well, what do you think now that you've seen like the real me and like kind of getting to know me more? And you get the option to kiss her again, or you get why I care what I think, or you could have dressed up a little bit more. And so I said, like, why do you care what I think? And she basically is like, well, I don't know, like I just do care. And that's basically it. So you do still get the options to not like fully romance. So Coal Mines also picked Blonde Blazer and also said, I pick why care what I think, because I'm so like playing it cool. But this is really cool that we're starting to see like the big differences. I'm glad that we're not all like on the same exact path. But yeah, you should look up what she looks like.
You keep dating that supervillain. Well, I'm interested to see what happens.
No,
Mandy, the supervillain.
Invisigal's literally a supervillain. Like, actually,
she's reformed,
but not wrong.
She's not hiding her. She's not hiding her true self. That's
gonna be the big twist, though. Yeah. I am jealous. I didn't see that.
There's got to be a twist.
I'm gonna have to watch that. That sounds really cute.
Coal Mines, that's not what she said to me. I don't think. Like Coal Mines said, she says, well, because I like you and I think you like me too. And Robert says, I just wanted to hear you say it. I don't think that's what she said to me.
Maybe it's depending on if you try, if you were like me,
because you didn't try to smooch her.
See, I've been playing it cool the whole time. Yeah. So maybe like our relationship's more of a slow burn, you know?
Love a slow burn, you know?
Yeah, the yearn.
Yearn for the urn.
Or yearn for the urn.
Yeah.
Yep. So what do you guys think is going to happen next?
Man, it's so hard to predict because I would have never predicted any of this.
I truly don't. We haven't revisited the main villain from episode 1 in a long time.
Oh, so like, Shroud. He's so lame though.
Yeah, I think wait. Too on the nose. So far this game hasn't been on the nose.
I bet Shroud is Blonde Blazer.
No,
because of the metrics. Because Blonde Blazer's in charge of this division, she has to have metrics, so she has to be also the super villain, so she can cause the problems that her team is in charge of solving.
Maybe I don't know.
Here's the thing. The next episode 5 and 6. So it's kind of middle, but it's starting to go towards the end, right? Yeah. So we still have them fixing up, Robert's suit. So that's got to happen soon, right?
Yeah.
Like he's either going to be put back. Then you
probably leave.
Like you're going to leave the team. Like who's dispatching, or do you dispatch from your mech suit? You could technically do that, I guess.
No, because like I don't know. I think we kind of come to like a message like he doesn't have to be a superhero to feel fulfilled. Right.
So does Mecha Man continue in any way? You know?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe if you chose Waterboy on your team, then Phenomena Man becomes Mecha Man, or maybe Waterboy becomes Mecha Man if you have Phenomena Man on your team.
I don't know. Maybe. Coal Mine said, I think the next 2 chapters will be Robert getting his suit up to speed and there will be office problems. Maybe they'll bother Robert more about his identity and then maybe we'll get introduced to the Shroud arc. I just also don't really feel the stakes of like his identity being revealed personally.
Yeah,
it's not
me
like,
neither.
The only person that would be mad is that flambe, but
yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like it really matters that much. But like maybe it does, but he isn't even really the one that said he wanted to keep it a secret. Like Blonde Blazer is the one who told him he should keep it a secret. So
yeah,
I don't know. Hard to say. Or does it turn out that like one of the people on your team is Shroud? Like I feel like it could be Invisigal. That could be Shroud.
No. See, it's Blonde Blazer. It's your girlfriend.
You know what I want from the next episode? I'm ready for a death. I'm ready for a choice to lead to someone's death and it be my fault.
Ooh, now it's
I can see that. Though. I can see that.
I want the. Please don't let it be tied to hacking something though. Please, God, because I will fail.
I could see it for him too, because that would really hurt Robert. You know, like it would put him in a low spot.
Because like we're in the middle now, so like I can.
So if you want to bring him back to like a low before the end, that would be a good way to do it. One of Reddit's theories is beef is Shroud.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Hey, it could happen.
We wouldn't expect it.
It could happen.
Or maybe
That's
Chase,
so
Trackstar. He could be the.
Could happen.
That
wouldn't even be
Royd.
that surprising.
No,
that wouldn't be that surprising to me either, really. Just because, like, it would have to be someone close to you, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's just pointing to, like, it's his dad. His dad faked his own death, and now he's hoping that someone will invent this technology he needs because he couldn't. Like, I don't know.
You're somewhere with that. You're getting somewhere.
It's just too on the nose. I'm not a writer, and if I'm guessing it, it can't be that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I'm honestly, I kind of like that I don't really know where this is headed.
Maybe it's him, and his superpower is that he's two people. He just didn't know.
No.
Because he thinks he doesn't have a superpower. So maybe he's Shroud as well.
Poncherello said, I think the best one I read, Invisigal was there when Mecha Man died and may have put the bomb on his back.
That's good. Betrayal.
That's your girlfriend. Your girlfriend.
Not wrong.
But if Invisigal's under the shroud, or if Blonde Blazer is, and then they're both, maybe they're both bad.
Maybe they're working together.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Life.
Yeah.
They're together. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
Yes.
Okay. We're getting somewhere. This is something.
Gooner apocalypse over here.
Goombay
Smash. One of my favorite beverages.
Yeah, I think.
Wait, this scene's different. So this is the scene you get instead of the water boy scene. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
I see.
Now you can see it. We can watch it together.
I see. The hug.
Oh, you look
scene.
so depressed.
I see.
Okay, yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, they see each other and the hug. That's what I meant. I just didn't think about that this was kind of like replacing the other one. But
gotcha.
Coleman said Jake sound like two bad bitches at the same damn time. You're right.
Yeah,
I need that. All right. Well, this was fun. I can't wait to talk about. I feel like the stakes are just getting higher and higher, and we are seeing the fruits of our choices. I feel like I still don't know what feels canonically like the right choice yet. I don't know. I can't tell if mine or yours is the different option.
I hope we start feeling that way next week, or I really want to feel bad about a choice I'm making next week. That's where it starts getting fun, when you're like, when the choice is also not the best choice, because so far the choices haven't been too difficult to make, to be honest. I want a choice that makes me feel a little bad.
Oh, Poncherella said, I don't think there's a wrong choice. That's really nice.
So far, I agree. I don't think so. Not yet.
Well, that's why games like this exist, is so that you can do stuff like this. But it is, I do feel like typically in this type of game, there is a more intended ending, or like choice, I guess, is I would say typically. But I'm very curious to see where we all end up. So who knows? I might change my mind. Maybe I can convert one of you guys.
We'll see.
But
we'll see.
You should hop in the Discord so you can chat along with us.
Oh my gosh.
And be a part of the conversation.
Thanks to everyone who is chatting in here tonight.
Yes, we had such a great
Coal
group.
Mines, Ryan Selvey, everyone else.
Yeah, want to see y'all back next Monday, because I'm sure I really hope we're just, like I said, just foaming at the mouth to get back here and figure out how we all feel. I want that kind of ending next week.
Sorry. Poncherello doesn't have our Discord. Let me link it for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Put a link in there, because we have a whole...
It's a big Discord, because within another network. But you should be able to find... There's a specific thread for Dispatch.
Yes, I can link that specific thread. I think. Yes. You can. Here you go.
Disclaimer, Jerica, don't know how Discord works most of the time, so if I do things wrong, please don't judge me for it. Please don't. I don't know which channels I'm in saying what.
You figured it out.
And then you'll see, like, we are lucky to be in a big network called Drop and Drop Out Pod, if you haven't heard of it. JK Games is one portion of that. You can also get Spotlight Games on Tuesdays, tomorrow, where you can get video game news. You can also see Cognitive Clips, who does more essay style content. Jake Twitchin is who you aforementioned in this episode, streams every day, all kinds of different content. And you have the Dumpster Boy, who also does some lovely deep dives into the most random games you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Then you have our actual show where we all come together on Thursdays. So lots of content to be had, lots of things to hang out with us for. So
I'll find the right link. Because I guess you might have to be invited to the server first.
Oh, I see. Don't worry. We're just little old
hey,
folks.
we're still figuring this out.
I got you.
Okay, you got it.
I beat you. Haha.
Wasn't me this time.
Hey.
Not this time.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
See you next week. I really hope someone ends up biting the dust. And I hope I feel bad. I want some moments where I feel a sense of dread and despair. Thank you, Dispatch. I know it's coming. Bye.
Bye.